Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Thursday. We are almost at the weekend. I'm super excited. I hope you are too. I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. And I hope you're rocking out whatever dreams, goals, hopes, ambitions you had and are ready for the weekend. The summer weather is coming. I'm super excited. Quick update before we get started. Clementine is the oil of the month, the free product of the month up until the 15th, which is the 13th. So a couple days still until the promotion ends. So if you're interested in free stuff, now is the time. Clementine is an excellent oil for helping to uplift the mood. It's citrus oil, so it's naturally uplifting, invigorating. I love adding a drop to my water, and that way I don't really have to worry because it's a citrus oil, so it's photosensitive, right? You got to watch out for photosensitivity when going out in the sun, but that's why I like putting it in my water, and that way I don't really have to worry too much outside of my upper lip. I have launched a weight loss course for beginners. Discover 5 little known secrets to losing weight. It is an online digital course. If you or somebody you know of is interested, now is the time to join. There's tons of cool stuff that goes along with the initial launch, and I'm super excited about that. So definitely get in while you can. I think that's it for now. Today is actually an interesting day in terms of what's going on today. So we have World Cocktail Day along with Apple Pie Day and Hummus Day. So I thought what perfect time to talk a little bit about dining out and sort of keeping up with your wellness goals, right? When you're trying to lose weight, I mean, when we're talking about losing weight, that's probably one of the hardest things that you will ever have to do in your life. And dining out can seem super hard and super, against the grain, I guess, if you will, as a way for, it's sort of like a cheat meal or something like that, but it doesn't have to be working against you, right? We need to go to restaurants, right? Whether it be for parties, events, just because it's Thursday, right? I've had a tough day. I feel like a me day, right? Whatever reason you want to come up with, things have to happen, right? So that's where it's not something that we can really avoid, but it is something that we can do. There is some things that we can do to sort of help keep our mind at ease, I guess, if you will. And that's where I wanted to come in, give some tips that help me to sort of help with my dining out experience while still not killing myself on the calorie level and keeping my wellness goals in check. And that's what I wanted to do here. I want to give my tips to you that help me. Hopefully they help you too, and hopefully you get some value out of them. So, number 1, pre-research the restaurant. This one may have not been an option a few years ago, but nowadays there is so many ways that you can pre-look up a restaurant. You can do everything you want, really. You could search the menu, you could search the owner, you could search the company, right? You could probably search where they source their food from, right? You could probably find out their cook, right? And that's just on the business side of it, right? But you could definitely find out what kind of meals they have, what kind of food you're looking at, what kind of price range you're looking at, right? Price range can probably have a little bit to do with it also. You can look at what kind of drinks you're looking at, what kind of desserts they have, what kind of atmosphere is going on, how they normally do their things, right? A lot of times when we're dining out, it's not so much anything more than the mood, right? The ambiance of what they do in their facility that sort of embraces you, right? Makes you feel like you're really welcome, like you're warm, like it's a warm-hearted place, right? And then that's how you start. That's how you get sort of, I guess, tricked I guess if you will, for lack of a better term, into ordering stuff that you wouldn't normally or you don't really want to. So that's where, pre-researching the restaurant will give you, everything you want to know. Everything from the type of food that you're going to be eating, how you're going to be eating. There's a restaurant just over there by the GO station over here that actually, it's a Chinese restaurant, chops up your food in front of you, right? Makes a whole show out of it. And that's really cool, right? So that way you can know exactly what's going on with your food right there. A lot of times stuff goes on in the back room, right? You don't know about what's happening, how it's being cooked. That way you can research how they cook their stuff, what sort of ways they do it. I'm sure a simple Google search. And then also too, another thing you could find out is reviews from other people. This is where basically, the bread and butter of the company is, right? Based on their reviews. So you can find out everything from how parking was, to the experience right when they walked into the door, to how the menu looked, how the waiter served them, how the drinks tasted, how the food tasted, how the atmosphere smelled, right? Some people, everything, right? How the washrooms looked, right? You can basically find out everything you want to know about a restaurant based off their reviews. And this is a huge asset that you have at your arsenal to be able to help understand exactly the type of experience that you're going to have when you go to that restaurant. So you know exactly what you're doing. You have a game plan on how you're going to eat. You have a thought process on what you want to order. You have everything sort of mapped out, planned out, and you're ready to go. Nothing's going to kick you off stride, and you're going to rock out your wellness goals. Number 2, eat a snack before you go. This one, you hear you don't want to shop hungry, right? You don't want to go grocery shopping on an empty stomach because you end up buying all of the stuff that you you shouldn't, but you're super hungry, so you don't even really care. Enter same sort of experience going to a restaurant, right? If you go to a restaurant and you're super hungry and you have not eaten all day and you don't even care what they have, and it's gonna lead to bad choices that you wouldn't normally make. And it doesn't matter how much pre-research you did or how much of a game plan you had. If you go in there hungry and the first thing that smells great on right, you walk in and you're just like, I need all of that. I don't care what it is. All of that needs to be in my belly right now. So, a snack before, and make it a healthy snack, right? This is I don't want to, you're not eating a bag of chips here or a chocolate bar, right? We're doing a healthy snack. We're doing, I believe celery is so few calories that you actually burn calories by eating it. Your body actually burns more calories by eating it than it does consuming it. So, if there's ever a diet where you can eat and lose weight, sign me up for that one. Eat more and lose weight. I can do that. I can eat with the best of them. So celery is a great one. Cucumber, watermelon, stuff like that is great for upping your water intake as well as keeping you fuller for longer. That's an easy way to hit your water intake while also filling your body up so that you're not as hungry come dinner time. Different things like an apple, a banana, right? These things are super healthy for you and an awesome snack that, they don't cut into your calories. They don't, there's not really anything too much outside of, I guess, natural sugars that you should be weary of. But other than that, right, when you're eating basically anything vegetable, as long as you don't go too far overboard, that will be helpful for you. Broccoli, I think I heard somewhere along the lines that a serving of broccoli is roughly the same amount of protein as a serving of steak. So, right, before you get to the restaurant, have a serving of broccoli and you should be very full to the point where you're more thinking on, the lighter side of dinner. than you would normally, right, if you went there with an empty stomach. So definitely eat a healthy snack, roughly half an hour to an hour before. Don't make it too long before you go to eat, because then you'll just be super hungry again. But also don't make it too short, like right before, unless you want to, right? But then you won't actually, be ordering what you want, all that stuff that you have to take into consideration. But definitely a healthy snack before you go in, I would say at the longest, a half an hour before you go to the restaurant. My next tip, water. Drink lots of it. Consume lots of it. And I gave you a couple of foods that you could eat to help up your water intake. What water is going to do in terms of helping you with your dining out experience is water helps to flush everything out of your body, right? So when you're putting it also helps your organs and your blood vessels and all that stuff to function properly, right? So when we're consuming whatever food we are at the restaurant and we're downing it with water, we're definitely helping our body to digest the food properly, to do all of the stuff that our body needs done with that food, and to be able to absorb all of the natural vitamins and minerals that come and the nutrients that come with the food. Also, a glass of water before you go to the restaurant will help you keep you fuller for longer, so you're not going to be as hungry. So if we're eating, a serving of broccoli and then maybe some celery and having a glass of water before we go, that's a great way to help, sort of keep yourself in a full state so that you're not over ordering food and then you're just ordering for the sake of ordering because you're super hungry, right? So that's where you want to be conscious. And then also water after, right? When you come home, drink water when you get home, just as like an extra flush to help your body, because water is going to be a great way to help your digestive system to function properly. So so anything you can do to help that will only benefit your your overall wellness goals, not just your weight loss. If you, I heard somewhere that there's about as many neurons in the gut as there is in the brain. So your gut is almost, as important as your brain. So we do want to be doing anything that we can to help it, and anytime we can ease, the process that it goes through and help it to function properly is only going to be a benefit for your overall wellness. So drink water, lots of water. Aim for about 6 to 8 ounce glasses per day. You kind of want to aim more for the half your body weight in ounces. We as people are about 60% water, so we need water more than anything on a daily basis. So for me, I'm roughly 200 pounds. I would need about 100 ounces of water. If we're doing 8 ounce glasses, right, that's a little more than the 10. So I would need probably more in like 12, right? 8 ounce glasses, 80 ounces. Probably need more like 12, 13, right? So up your water intake. That's a very good tip that I can provide to you. Number 4, ask for half of your meal in a container, in a doggy bag for take home before it even comes to the table, right? We live in an era of, supersized food meals and as much bang for your buck as we can get. And, especially I'm thinking of a restaurant called Moe's. And that was a great restaurant for a bang for your buck type of commodity, right? You get this much amount of food for this much amount of price. And, it really makes you, want to go there because there's so much value in their food, or in their restaurant, right? In their dining experience. There's so much food for so little price. But this is where you can get really caught up in it, right? You can, there's so much food there that's way more than one, probably even 2 portions, right? You can maybe even get a third one out of that. But that's where I'm talking about. If you ask for half of your meal in a container before it even gets to you, not only are you, at a young age, we were taught finish your food before you leave the plate, right? Or finish your plate before you leave the table, right? You can't do anything until your dinner's full, or until your dinner's gone, until your plate's empty, right? So that's where if there's less food on the plate, you are more likely to finish it, and that way you can, you can have that sense of accomplishment, right? Like I finished, yes, all right. Give yourself a pat on the back. But also, what that means more than anything is now you got food for later, which is awesome, right? 2 meals for one. Like I said, some places you probably get 3. So that's where, that's where the value comes in, and that's where you can make your dining experience super awesome while also making it super awesome later on, because you have food for later and you're not super ruining your diet plan, right? Or your wellness goals. And that's really a great tip right there. If you're still super hungry, then maybe dip into your takeout container or your doggy bag stuff. But, at that point, try and eat mindfully, right? Really enjoy your food, embrace it. And when you eat slower, you tend to get fuller faster because your body has more time to recognize it. And so that's where, it helps keep you from bloating and stuff like that. So have your meal in a container. You won't regret it. Number 5, eat dessert. And this one can be counterintuitive to, I guess, everything that I said. And it can also be very, if you're not careful, it can be a huge detriment to your wellness goals overall. But you don't go to a restaurant and not have dessert, right? I'm sorry, it just is what it is. Whether or not you've accounted the calories for it or not, it is what it is, just has to happen. This is one of those things that you don't want to ever deny yourself of food, and you don't want to, take too much out of your daily life than you actually need to, right? You need to drink water. You need to eat more fruits and vegetables. You don't need to give up on the dessert, especially when you're at a restaurant, right? Dining out with the friends. Maybe a family member, right? Something like that, a team gathering, something, I don't know. But, don't skip out on dessert just for the sake of I'm on a diet. There's so many other reasons, I guess, to skip out on dessert, but don't do it just because you're trying to lose weight and you think that this will completely ruin everything, because it won't, right? You didn't gain all the weight in one day, in one meal, and you won't lose it all in one meal. So you have to give yourself a break every now and then, and don't skip out on dessert, because it'll just make you feel really bad about yourself, right? You'll kind of lose motivation. You won't really care anymore. And at the end of the day, right, if you don't have the willpower, you're not going to have the motivation. So, eat dessert, enjoy dessert, and then, live to fight another day. That's really what you want to do. My last tip more than anything is essential oils. And I have a couple blends here that I actually love talking about, especially with, when it comes to losing weight, being healthy, your wellness goals. A blend of oils like Smart and Sassy right here is the Metabolic Blend from doTERRA, and it's a spicy meatball is what it is. It's got peppermint and I think cinnamon in there. Oh, I can actually tell you. Yeah, it does. Grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. So this is the oils in here that are great for, helping to boost your metabolism, helping to curb hunger cravings. That's why I love using that one as like a pre going to the restaurant, because it does. It helps to boost your metabolism so that you're working. It's working faster when it comes time to dining out. It also helps to curb hunger cravings, right? So you're not actually as hungry when you go there. You would just be ordering for the sake of ordering, and then that maybe you can talk yourself out of doing that because you won't actually be that hungry. And then my other blend here is Zengest. Zengest is the digestive blend from doTERRA. This one is, to me, it stinks. It smells like black licorice, has fennel in it, and it smells, in my case, disgusting. I don't like black licorice. I don't like the smell at all. But I love the way that it helps to ease the digestive system. So my only warning is that it smells like black licorice. If you don't care about that, this oil is great for you. But for me, I don't care for the smell of it or the taste of it, but I love the way that it helps to ease my digestive system. When you've got that upset stomach, or when you eat too fast, right? And you've got that sort of bloated feeling, you know, that lethargic, right? I want to go to bed feeling, or, you know, maybe I feel I need to unbutton a few, right? I love using Zengest. Drop under my tongue. Just like that. Under the tongue, actually, it gets right into your bloodstream. It passes through, or I guess it doesn't pass through, or it passes through the digestive system, but gets right into your bloodstream. And that way it helps to, it helps all of your organs and all of your digestive system to work in conjunction with itself. And I love the way it does that. It's just so calming and peaceful that way. It stinks and it doesn't taste very good, in my opinion, because of the black licorice. But boy, does it work. So I use it. I get over it. I always do. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know I had some fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, or if you would like a free sample of oils, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message saying me, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and an even better weekend, and I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.